What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the CCS season 7. This is part of the first week of regular season play, I do believe. So welcome to the stream this evening. It's myself, Taquito, alongside an old friend that I haven't got a chance to be in the booth with for quite some time. He dropped the formalities, kept the main part. What's going on, Monkey Shines?
Well, I have had the honor, the privilege to not only make my CCS debut this week, but had the opportunity to work with Q on Tuesday, and now, so excited as well to be able to cast alongside not a mild Taquito by any stretch of the imagination. Absolutely not. There is no feistier a Taquito, ladies and gentlemen, than you will see this evening. However, you want to talk about feisty? We've got a couple of teams. Again, we were talking right before we went live. Not the varsity crews, but still a couple of schools, Taquito, that I love the fact that so many schools are starting to invest more in esports overall. But we do, of course, Rocket League, and these are two schools. Hey, they are right there.
Oh, dude, West Virginia University right now. I don't know if you got a chance to see them last week, but they had a slammer of a game last week. It was non-conference play, but it was still excellent to watch. So I know these guys are eager to prove that they're one of the top teams in their division alongside Baylor. Baylor, a team I haven't got a chance to see just yet. And for those who don't know, our nation is the eye in the sky this evening. He'll be pushing the ones and twos behind us, making sure everything moves smoothly. But yeah, we got WVU in here early. Mari, Igor, and Jackson. They're ready to play. Just waiting for the Bears to maybe wake up from hibernation as fall is upon us.
It is. And honestly, nap sounds really, really good. And I don't know whether or not that's going to be the case once they jump out there on the Rocket League pitch. We will find out here shortly. And what I like here is, as well, Taquito, CCS, the opportunity here, at least in the regular season, to enjoy this best of 5 action. Don't get me wrong, I am here for best of 7. But we get an idea to see how these players are able to go out there, how they're able to not only play straight out the gate, but able to shift and move as things move along. I mentioned being out here on Tuesday, saw Auburn and Kentucky. That was a series where Auburn came out hot, then Kentucky was able to go back and forth. I saw game number 3, it was 8-3 or something like that, but then Kentucky able to shift their play, a little bit of mental work, and just kind of grind Auburn down. I love seeing elements like that will no doubt continue to develop, and these teams will continue to grow. And like you said, early on in the season, we get to see what these teams are about, but it is all about potential here as well.
100% about potential. Obviously, we waiting on the other squad to get on in here. It looks like we do have everyone. Let's say we've got to wait for the signal to go, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be too eager. But for guys, just so you know, there's a bunch of other teams playing tonight. We got several in-state matchups going on. I like the fact that South Dakota State versus South Dakota. You got Western Michigan versus Eastern Michigan, and a series that I wish I could catch because I want to see them again. CSU Northridge playing the hour after this. Unfortunately, we are not streaming it, but that CSU Northridge team, Monkey Shines, that's a team you want to keep your eyes on. They came out non-conference play. They were absolutely insane, but the players are dropping in. We got to worry about the next 5 minutes. It will be the beginning of game 1 of this best of 5 series. Baylor, the Bears, taking on West Virginia University Mountaineers.
And this not an in-state game, but of course should be tremendous all the same. But I will say, Tack, I am here for the in-state stuff, right? There's a different element, kind of your Iowa State, all the Texas schools playing each other. But out here, it is West Virginia, it is Baylor, and Igor going to kick off the scoring. The Mountaineers able to get on the board first. 4:43 left to go in our game number 1.
That is 17 seconds in, and we already have the Mountaineers ready to conquer potentially one of their natural enemies in the Bears. So I'm hoping to see a little bit of an answer here from Baylor. Baylor being Sabbath, Pac-Man, and Oil rocking the pitch alongside the Mountaineers, which is Jackson, Igor, and Mari. Team that you guys are probably familiar with by this point here in the CCS realm. But doesn't mean that we don't have some time for some eager new blood to make a name for themselves. The Bears trying to approach very well. Oil, big shot to the back wall. Mari is going to see that one away. Igor, not in the best position to challenge, but they do get a chance to start the counter. Mari maybe a touch, not too well. Oil gets a chance to defend, but the Bears, they are going to be on their back feet right now.
Yeah, good work there defensively on the goal line. Always like to see when your defenders don't have a lot of panic, which is something that we saw again from Kentucky a couple of nights ago. And hey, at the end of the day, that one a best of 5 went to Champions Field. Where, hey, in my humble opinion, I am all about the content, as you well know. I am here for Champions Field. I am here for overtimes. Will we get one this evening, ladies and gentlemen? We will find out before too long. But Amari, the setup over to Igor, and Igor now on the cusp of the hat trick, and we are not even a $1.30 in, and West Virginia setting the pace early.
Yeah, and I hate that play. I like the boost grab there from Sabbath. Unfortunately, not able to affect the defensive deflect a little better. I like the idea they were going for, to put it off their own back wall, hoping to maybe find something. But Maury looking for another here, little dribble play to themselves. Pac-Man is able to move the ball towards the mid. Not the best decision though. Oil commits on that one early. And by the way, my friend, I didn't realize that we had an open house right here in the Baylor defense. 3-0 to the Mountaineers.
My goodness, Action Jackson, indeed, the team hat trick, but still plenty of time, of course, for Baylor to shift back into something. But again, these opening volleys, I will go back to Tuesday. We saw it with Auburn. It is all about how you can adjust on the fly, and now taking to the sky appropriately is Amari, set up for Sabat, but no, will be denied. And Jackson can do it offensively, can do it defensively, locking things down for the time being at the very least. And Jackson, another one to his credit, looking for save after save, maybe a savior after savior. We have seen tremendous work here by the Mountaineers in the early going. Igor looking to advance one more time, going to be challenged by Pac-Man, and indeed that goose egg now off the board, courtesy of Pac-Man.
That's going to be important for Bears. They needed that jump, they needed that dunk, they needed that challenge, whatever you want to call it. Getting a goal on the board just before halftime gives yourself a little bit of momentum moving into the rest of this game, rest of this series, if you will. They got to play well, though, with this kind of minimal amount of time, almost half the game gone. Pac-Man looking for the second, almost gets the squeeze off the post, but no blessing from the Rocket League gods on that one. Unfortunately, it wouldn't squeeze its way out. Oil, nice use of the boost to float on through and try to keep that one out of defensive territory. Nice dunk from Amari. Oil gets bumped off the play. Pac-Man is awkward in the defensive line, but has a good save there. Pac-Man to send this one out, throws away possession. Everyone kind of dishing off the play. Not exactly sure what the decision was to do there, and the fourth defender helps out only so much. Amari putting them up by 3 once more.
I see you out there, West Virginia. The cutback and the bumpery by Jackson. I'm giving you brownie points, good sir. Folks know that I'm a fan of bully ball, and you see why. Now the team hat trick deficit again for Baylor. But, you know, to be fair to the Bears, I mean, they were able to stop the bleeding momentarily. Still picking it up back again is WVU. Pac-Man, good heads-up play as we have 2 minutes left to go here in our opening contest. Igor to stop them to head back on defense, quite possibly yet again. Amari comes back and makes it 5-1 as we are just south of 2 minutes, and it is all WVU.
Like I told you, if you caught that game last week in that non-conference play, Mountaineers, they have come to CCS Season 7 with a vendetta. They're trying to prove something. Last time I got to see them was way back in Season 5. You know, I like to talk about things. I like to maybe produce a story, if you will. Maybe gets a little bit of extra words on the broadcast, because that's what yappers do. We like to talk. West Virginia doesn't care. They decided that they needed extra goals. We are on the cusp of a Brazil. I really hope you like tropical climate.
I could use a holiday, and I know that the Mountaineers of West Virginia, they are here to provide the climate overall. It's actually been kind of seasonable around the U.S., at least my neck of the woods. But indeed, looking to send us to South America, to the SAM region, are the Mountaineers. And right now, my goodness, just the way that they have been able to provide rapid-fire offense, great work off kickoff, just everything. I wouldn't say going their way. I'm saying they're generating all of this. Pac-Man set back down, not going to be able to grab it, and Amari will deny the Bears yet again. Dangerous spot here, and Sabbath not able to find back of the net. So Baylor again right now takes struggling to find something positive. And at this point in this game, that is what you were trying to do. You were trying to lay down the foundation for confidence moving on in to your game number 2. This one, again, just off the rails. But the benefit here, Taquito, is that it is but one game.
True. That's exactly it. But unfortunately, it's not Saturday, so Sabbath, you can't take the day off. You need to try again. High up there on the back wall. They go for a shot. Unfortunately, doesn't find. And Oil looking for that fire to kickstart the offense on the opposite side. Unfortunately, won't be able to find that either. And at this point, with 30 seconds left in game 1, I'm beginning to hear that familiar song people sing about West Virginia.
I was waiting for it. But my goodness, here in the opening going, ladies and gentlemen, game number 1, West Virginia not letting up. However, Baylor maybe looking for one more, sent away now by Igor. Kick back as now Imani sent on over. May have one more for us. Takes to the sky. There are now zeros. Jackson looking for the serve up, but Igor not going to be able to follow. And after one game, ladies and gentlemen, we have heard so much about Lyon as of late. But it is the Mountaineers world, and we are living in it right now.
These country roads are going to take me home. West Virginia, victory game 1. Now, Baylor showed us some flashes. Let's be honest. There were some flashes in game 1. Lot to unpack for their defense. Maybe not so much the offense, right? But definitely the defense here. I feel like Baylor needs to take a big step up in this game to put together that, those plays that we kind of started to see developing. We started to see a little bit of the over-eager challenges on the opposition side. We're still waiting for, I believe, Oil to pop back in here. We don't have Oil. Yeah, we're waiting on one more player. Just a moment. Oh, wait, nope. Yep, there we go.
And as everybody leaves, that's just
okay. We're not about to start this game, right?
No, sir. No, sir, really not. There's a pause. There's a stare down. We're asking, what the heck must we do? Everybody, let's see. Yeah, there is match admin. We can go. There we go. Our producer. Appreciate you, Nate. Again, it is not easy to step back there, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna hold a bunch of buttons that y'all do not see. So, to be fair to our kind and benevolent producer, hey, I always talk about it whenever this sort of thing comes up. Humanizing moments, ladies and gentlemen. We all blink. We all bleed. We all try to breathe when we have that opportunity. But in the now is, well, at least momentarily, we are finding ourselves.
What's going on?
Okay. Look, at the end of ladies and gentlemen, we have to manifest this sort of thing, and I am here for it, quite frankly. But we are not in overtime. We are okay. Now one has to wonder, as they might say, is the fix in as of right now? No, love you to death, nation. But yeah, hey, to be fair, what a banger of a defensive effort by Baylor. No, but in all seriousness, West Virginia coming into this one after a 6-1 dub, there was an opportunity for it to be 7-1. And again, right now, if you are Baylor, you're wanting to get back out there in a hurry so you can say, okay, was that actually the case? Did we actually let things run away to that degree? Or can we reset? Can we find an element of confidence here in the early going? And if you are a Bears fan, you are looking for a quick strike within these first 60 seconds.
It's going to be a rough game. Obviously, like you said, you want an early attack here from the Bears. You want to be able to kickstart that offense on your side in your favor, because a lot of this game, or a lot of the series so far is very one-sided. If you're in yellow and your mascot is the Mountaineers, that you're loving the way the momentum has set itself up for you off the back wall. Could have been an early goal there for West Virginia. Unfortunately, goes by the wayside. Amari is going to take care of one player for the time being. Sabbath looking to play defense a little bit more. That's going to be a tough ball to block if all 4 tires are on the ground. Mountaineers strike first again.
And not only was it an unfortunate dime, but the serve up right in front of the net, oftentimes a cardinal sin and confession will need to be had for the Bears. But still 4:18 left to go in this one, 1-0 in favor of West Virginia. If we're looking over the course of the past couple of games, I know this one is still young, but we are talking about the Team Brazil, and now it's going to make it 8-1 into Mario. Mari will connect and just continuing to pour it on last time around. Taquito, we are right back to where we started just in terms of confidence, in terms of gameplay. The Baylor Bears just looking like they are stuck in mud right now.
Unfortunately, that does appear to be the case. It's one of those things where you have to truly pick and choose how you want to approach against a team like West Virginia. A little too close there with Sabbath, not able to affect most of the play. There goes all the boost taken by the teammate as well on the retreat. Sabbath is up though. Maybe something out of the corner. No, will be denied. Jackson tries to deny Oil. Oil, unfortunately, not able to move it past the midfield stripe. And Jackson forced back here. Maybe we see something. Oh my, hang on to Sabbath. Have it. No, a little too high. Pac-Man, no follow. There's a shot gone by the wayside for the Bears.
I believe that, and sometimes in these moments, beg pardon, pause, it is Jackson here. Yet again, I was about to say, sometimes you just gotta throw up a prayer and go full free play mode, but my goodness, what a setup and what a follow. West Virginia continues to roll.
And they're not gonna stop, man. This is a team, when the offense does get going, they are incredibly deadly. One thing that I do like to reminisce on was a series I had with them a couple seasons ago when they played Pittsburgh. And that was a Game 5 electric series. Unbelievable. I remember Nation brought it up when I mentioned it, and he remembered the score line as well. So that was a nice little reminiscent moment. Jackson, get out of the way. Jackson, get out of the way. That was goal number 4.
Well, perhaps feeling a little, I was going to say, perhaps feeling a little generous with that one off the booty of Oil. No, indeed. Again, just everything going sideways right now for Baylor. You know what? Hey, it's college Rocket League. We got to get up the pro track and everything. So you know what? That was just straight up calculated.
Yeah. You know what? We'll call it calculated. We'll say intentional, if you will. Pac-Man.
That's how they draw it up.
Going coast to coast with this one. Oil throws a shot. Hey, there we go. A hope and a prayer, a Hail Mary from mid, and Oil is able to find the net a few seconds before the half. Again, Baylor, you could start it here.
Start here. You can start it now. Loving the cutback demo to the long distance shot. And I mean, one of the few times West Virginia's had a misstep here, and Pac-Man with some bumpery. And I do believe, honestly, I mean, hey, I go down this road whenever folks find themselves down to this degree, but I do so for a reason. Bully ball bumps, demos, things of that sort to try to find a positive shift. And indeed, Sabbath may have very well done that. We have seen some ferociousness from the Bears here as we shift just past halftime. Hey, more than enough time, Tack, to be able to bring this even, and that is where their eyeballs have to be.
Look, their name may be Sabbath, but no day's taken off. You know what I'm saying? The grind ends up paying off in this game. The lead cut in half just below halftime. Jackson looking for 5. A, B, C. It's almost as easy as 1, 2, 3 off the back wall, but they aren't able to find it. The cleanup, though, from Igor is looking good.
Just a little bit too fast, time and time again, has Igor been Oil boostless, and all Sabbath can do is watch as well. Lays out, but too far back in net. 5-2 in favor of West Virginia, but still 2-16. It's so challenging. We say, oh, there's plenty of time left. That's true, but by the same token, based on what we've seen from West Virginia, that's just more time for them to score. Pac-Man looking for a setup, set back down. Sabbath kicks this one back, but it is slow play on the goal line that will deny, and Pac-Man not able to follow. So again, that half second faster, saving West Virginia.
It's incredible how quickly they are saved that. Oil was looking for a touch. That's a much needed clear. Dangerous across your goal line, and the team bump is also not going to be favorable. Back to the mid. Igor has a lane, has a shot. Oil with a much needed deflect. Amari also looking for some help there to continue it, but ball will be sent out just for the time being. Oil missing the pre-foot touch, and that's a whiff in the corner as well for the Mountaineers, but they march down the pitch, hoping to get past mid, but with the way these guys are locking it down over on West Virginia, it's not looking very easy if you're Baylor.
Yeah, and it all builds, right? Game one, obviously, it doesn't go your way, and then some. You know, you get some unfortunate bounces. You're just not quick enough in a couple of situations. But as we head on into game number 2, West Virginia continuing this pace. But for Baylor, you're getting a best of 5 to be able to go here into what may very well be match point, and just not really finding a rhythm, like you said a little bit earlier on. There have been flashes. We have seen what this team has been capable of, but right now, maybe a little bit of keep away from West Virginia. They are looking for a quick evening, and again, we get to the point in this one, Taquito, where I feel Baylor just trying to find something to shift on over, needing the reverse sweep if this score maintains.
They do need something to change for them right now. Their offense has looked better in this specific game, but it's still not entirely like that right there. Oil committing on the play. It's not what you want. It's not what you want to see. You guys are not giving each other the space you need to actually work and follow each other up. That's what I think has been the killer so far.
Yeah, and the aggression, West Virginia now happy to provide as well as if on cue. Jackson providing the demo, and Omari maybe one more for the road. Instead, nudge along by Pac-Man, met by Jackson. That one will touch. And West Virginia on the cusp of a sweep. My goodness, momentum swinging in favor of the Mountaineers, and then some. Just we have a look at the stat sheet here yet again, ladies and gentlemen. You have Igor on the cusp of a hat trick, Amari on the cusp of a hat trick. Just great team play. And we look at the shot chart as well. 5-2-4. This is a team just constantly putting Baylor on the defensive, quite literally. And, well, we are right back to where, what are we talking about? 11-3 overall, as it looks like we are actually going to get a substitution courtesy of the Bears.
Yes, we are. It looks like Waters might be stepping in. Don't know for who, but we're gonna wait and see who takes the back seat here in this game number 3. Hoping to find maybe a difference in the pace. Oh, never mind. I lied. Pac-Man is stepping out, and Juzo is stepping in. So I had the name all wrong. I thought it was Waters.
It's fair. Sometimes, sometimes you gotta scribble a name off on the pronunciation sheet, but better late than never. You want to be able to get them out there, be properly pronounced. So, ladies and gentlemen,
the spelling itself is a little off too.
That is fair. That is fair. But like I say, we want to establish these things now before the play gets out there. But as far as the series goes, ladies and gentlemen, we have West Virginia up 2-0. As you can see, top of your screen, just needing one more win. I got to ask you, Tuck, what are we seeing out there that is a positive for Baylor that they can build on?
The positive for me is their offense, when they are taking the chance to really drill home their aggression, they are quick to attack the play. And that is a positive that I do like seeing from this squad. They are quick to challenge, and that's something that I have been enjoying seeing when they're locked into that aggression. I wish they would I really wish they kind of would push forward when they do have that aggression, and they do, they are able to kind of get that possessive moment where the play feels like it's theirs. That's when I would like to see them elevate their gameplay. Juzo, the new player in, almost knocks one home. Jackson, big defensive block. Oil, a chance here. Has some boost. It's gone now. And see, no one there to follow through. They're playing so far apart until they get over eager on the shot, and then they cram together.
Yeah, that hesitancy will come back and bite you against a team playing as well as West Virginia. The Reaper doth dab, courtesy of Jackson. And I was going to say, hey, sometimes being able to see another name out there, sometimes it provides an injection of something new, some new energy out there. But for the Bears, hey, we have seen this before, 30 seconds. But again, the same story that we have seen all evening long. Still, we will see if the Bears are able to bring this one even, and almost an unfortunate situation there for the them as the sub almost popped it right up for the Mountaineers to make it 2-0. Instead, it is a nudge by Sabbath. Igor lying in wait out around mid, popping the way, and all of 1 penny left in the tank. Cuts back now, has the 100, looking for a setup, and instead sent from one end to the other. Not going to opt to grab that 100. Instead, kick back now by Sabbath. Sabbath, mighty no, will not be able to roll that one in. Instead, Igor with a defensive stand.
Maybe off the back wall too. That's not the best touch. You got to have something better if you want to keep it out of the way of the Mountaineers. These guys, I think the biggest thing I want to see is not only like movement of the ball up the pitch, but transition off their own back line. Baylor has been stuck in defense for so long that it would be nice to see them play in transition and play that counterattack style maybe, and definitely stop the double commits, please. But Juzo, I thought that was going to be a nasty redirect shot down. Unfortunate that it is a giveaway of possession, but they get a chance to go one more time.
Another struggle with that as well, playing so far back. I don't care if it's threes, I don't care if it's ones. You are daring the opposition to do a thing, and the problem is West Virginia, they have been able to all long. They have been fast. They have been appropriately enough. They have been feisty, but still a one-goal game. And we talk about micro victories as well. I would say this is honestly one for Baylor. You've been able to slow down an offense that has been popping off time and time again over the course of the evening. You've held them to 1, so maybe a little bit of a slow play work here for Baylor. Pop sky high up to 50. Oil going to be denied here. And again, I will say by the same token, the clock definitely on the side of West Virginia, just needing about half of regulation, and they can walk away with a sweep.
Yes, they can. I thought that was going to be but they graciously give it over to Amari. West Virginia looking at 2-0 right now as we have 1 second left before half. I would like to see right here, because again, it seems that Baylor also kind of wakes up in the back half of a game. Maybe they can put it together here with Juzo in this back half. Not like that, Sabbath. You are a brave player.
Yeah, we have seen a couple of deep shots. Saw one a little bit earlier on, courtesy of Oil, but it is a setup back down. Umari not going to be able to follow, but again, all of the pressure right now on the Bears. The clock, their arch nemesis, and right now just any momentum, any movement, like you said, Tack, it has been consistently denied, and they are being forced back on their side of the pitch, not finding any rhythm, something that West Virginia has not had a problem with all evening long. Sabbath looking for a setup back down to Maury. No, instead, it is the carry by Sabbath, looking to provide a spark for the Bears. Back and forth, this one does go, and Sabbath, soft touch, just enough, making it 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going to say what it is. That's the best shot we've seen all series. I understand they're losing. I understand Baylor is not in a very good position, but that is clearly the best shot we've seen all series. That was incredible from Sabbath. Oil needs to get a couple extra touches. They do. Nice little wave dash, but you bumped your teammate, not the opposing player. And that disrupted all of your defense, and Igor capitalized.
Yeah, just cuts back in front of Igor's nose, gets bumped out of the way, courtesy of the West Virginia Swarm. And yeah, best shot of the series? Yeah, we can go with that. But ultimately, West Virginia more than happy to sacrifice that one shot to be able to have 3 on the board of their own. .30 left to go in regulation here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Baylor trying to find a spark that we really haven't seen outside of that magnificent work by Sabbath. But again, happy to play maybe a little bit of key boy. Are the Mountaineers looking for the sweep here this evening? And that one far from downfield, and indeed it is the substitution. Gonna bring us back within 1. Taquito not going gently into that good night of the Bears.
Nah, man, hibernation's over. You thought the Bears sleep through the fall, sleep through the winter? No, they're wide awake. Lead cut in half here. 1 goal separating Baylor from West Virginia. This might have been the move. Maybe they will get to extend their life in this series. Also, courtesy of a player like Sabbath, this is going to be floating. Jackson making a close call there at the goal line, and no one approaching the Bears, giving so much respect and space to West Virginia. It is to their detriment at every single moment.
Yeah, this passivity, just so very unfortunate, unwise even when you have a team that is moving with the speed and the fluidity of West Virginia. You have to take the attack to them to force them to somehow find a way to shift away from what they have been doing, but they have not been threatened at all for the vast majority of this series. What Baylor has been doing, it has just unfortunately been rough sledding for them, and we have seen West Virginia, as I said a little bit earlier on, just constantly finding those opportunities, setting each other up, and actually taking opportunities away from their opponent. But again, Baylor needing something here in a hurry. A little bit of luck from the Rocket League gods to be able to advance us to an overtime stanza. But again, West Virginia continues on. Maybe looking for one more here with Omari catch and carry. Oil going to be able to get this soft touch, but again, right now, the clock looking to expire for West Virginia. Just need a little bit more time. That pinch sends this one sky high. 10 seconds left to go on this one. Omari, the send up and over to Igor, will be denied by Oil. And ladies and gentlemen, ultimately, West Virginia just showing up a little bit faster, wanting it a little bit more this evening, will be denied by the Bears. But ultimately, zeros on the clock, popping this one around. Omari just left touch, and West Virginia gets the gold and blue brooms out. They walk away with a sweep.
Like I said, West Virginia, a team you want to pay attention to here in this season 7. Their conference, they will not go easy. They will not go into the night quietly. They are They are an incredible team. Not exactly the best I've ever seen them play, but good nonetheless. They absolutely did show up and show out. Baylor definitely going to need to hit the drawing board on the defense, in my opinion, is what I'm going to say with that one. I do not want to harp on them too much, but the weakest point was their defense. Their offense, lacking as it was, looked a lot better. Shout out Sabbath with truly the clip of the series, but you hate to see it. 0-1 the start of conference play here for the Bears. 1-0 to the side of West Virginia.
Yeah, it can be a struggle, but I like to silver lining this thing, okay? And both of these teams having a great deal that they can go back and watch here in the early season on these VODs. But for the Bears, hey, let's be real. There's a lot there that okay, these are the issues that we need to address. You address them now and you shift on over later in the season. Meanwhile, for West Virginia, there were some moments, but they were few and far between. I'm loving the speed. I'm loving the aggression. I'm loving what the Mountaineers showed here this evening. And if this is their early season, I cannot wait to see where they are later on.
Same. And I expect the same from the Bears. I expect this to be week 1 jitters, and I want to see them bounce back. As somebody who's also a resident of the state where they reside in, I am always going to be supportive of my Texas teams, no matter what. I'm going to assume it's just a down and out, getting some jitters out of the way, working a roster out. So what we're going to say, though, is we're going to get it all set up to go out of here. Mr. Muggy Shines, that is it from us. This has been the only game we're going to have tonight on the stream. We will most likely catch you guys tomorrow and definitely the rest of the week because there is nothing but bangers happening always here on the CCS stream. You guys stick around, keep the notifications on. That's going to be it for us. Y'all have a wonderful night.